I'm no miracles expert, but I don't think one land, no cantrips on the draw is close to good enough. This one has a top in it, therefore it's good enough. So I think against basic island, I think I want to lead on this. I'm okay with like getting stifled with this hand. Um, I think my goal this game is to not get my top pierced or dazed or something like that. The second basic island makes me feel like I should probably cast this top this turn though. Um, it means he's most likely playing some mono blue combo deck against which I really can't let him have a turn or this many turns. That was probably the wrong land to tap there. The basis being that I can't. So if he show and tells, um, yeah, he's playing Omni. Great. This is not the hand for Omni. But the basis was if he's not playing Omni and he's just like some like weird merfolk hand with a bunch of retrees or whatever, um, I should have left up my white because if I'm gonna activate, like I'm gonna activate top to find a force of will before doing anything like this. So this is the correct order. I don't really need Terminus here. I think my goal here is just gonna be, yeah, neither of those cards cost 3. So I want to play the fetch land and play counterbalance here. Yeah, there we go. So if he show and tells, I get to, my top card's a 4 right now. If he show and tells, I get to shuffle. I think I want to draw this Jace though. So I'm going to draw the Jace and pass with mana op. So the logic with the show and tell stuff I'm talking about is that, shoot, I just misclicked. That's actually fine by me. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I will activate top. Because that's kind of cute that I nailed a card in his graveyard for dig through time by exchanging this way. So, like, completely accidentally, this play may be completely reasonable and optimal. Let's just get that guy out of here. I don't want it on the board when I'm lining up a Jace. And then I will... I guess I'll top. Oh, I knew the top 3 because I'd already topped this turn. I should have done this differently. So what you're supposed to do in this situation is you activate top and then fetch. Like I just burned a mana for no reason. But if you activate top and in response fetch, let's see, how do I want to stack this? It has to be this order, right? Like these are all cards I want. Yeah, this actually seems like a great spot to land the Jace. Or try to. If it doesn't resolve, I think I'm okay with that. Because it baits a real counterspell out of his hand. Lost my previous train of thought. So if you... something I was told was if you top and then in response fetch, if they do something that would remove your top, Does High Tide actually bother me here? I know my top card's a Force of Will. So he's High Tide. I guess I should have figured that out by the Snapcaster Mage. Force Land. I think this is fine because I have the Brainstorm still. Yeah, this should be okay. Meditate. Somehow I feel like that is an issue. He's gonna have 3 mana with which to go off after Meditate. Yeah, I don't really want to get into this situation. So I give my top be a 1 or a 2. It's just gonna be a 1. There's no reason to have anything else. Yeah, let's not let him meditate. Especially after he's burned 2 High Tides and is down to 2 cards in hand. I guess the Snapcaster also probably implies that he's not time spiraling. Okay, sure. I do like how he scoops to save time. When my deck is also a deck that's worried about time, but his is more so because, like, if he continues through the game and his clock runs out, he actually has to combo out a bunch of times. So that's a pretty interesting one. Okay, so mistakes I made that game. There was the misclick through the Snapcaster. There was, I think there was another top sequencing one. Oh yeah, the top one I knew everything. So he's like reset tide, I'm guessing. So worth noting is that if I like entreat on his end step, he can't actually reset from that game plan or from that point, so it makes it very difficult for him to go off. I don't really know how he beats my post forward, honestly. Jeez. Yeah, this is if you want a good look into about like 3 years of me playing Legacy, this amount of misery is pretty typical. What? One second here. So Moto decided that I had 5 Terminus, 5 Swords in my deck. Didn't let me sideboard. I don't. This hand is actually interesting. I mean, I kind of want to keep it. Just see what happens. These cards should not be in my deck. If these cards were like Flusterstorms or Red Blasts. So actually, part of my problem here is that if I had Flusterstorms or Red Blast in my hand, I wouldn't, in my deck, I'd probably feel more comfortable mulliganing this hand than I do right now with this configuration. Just knowing that there's 8 cards in my deck that do absolutely nothing. Well, scoreboard. That might have been aggressive to play that right there. Like, it's possible I could have saved the fetch land for a later point. Fortunately, I'm not punished. Opt? Oh man, what year is it? Well, we have a counterbalance in play. Step 1. You have a counterbalance in play in a hand of 3 live cards. Or not even 3. Oh, that's a live card. It's actually possible. No, not yet. What do we hit? Scalding Tarn. I feel like letting Cunning Wish resolve is a very bad idea on my part. I'll pay the mana right now. Cause like it's just gonna get something silly that I don't really want to play against. Like I don't know, wipe away. Yeah, thanks, Moto Bug. I really like playing games where I just don't have cards in my hand. I thought I was done with this, honestly. Dig through time. Um, I'm not gonna let him have any part of this. I actually don't think I want to use that ability. I, so there's a debate whether the um, so I could get a virtual scry out of it, which I feel like I should have done now. Or I can save the fetch line to pair with like a brainstorm or something. I felt like pairing with a brainstorm or like resetting a counterbalance later on is much more important. See, brainstorm. I should probably just main phase this. Uh, yeah, I think that actually this that might have been aggressive. I probably should have waited till his turn on the basis of not like getting reset or something silly. Reset. Could actually die here. Oh, I should have fetched in response to this meditate. I don't think so yet, actually. I think the odds are low on hitting with meditate here. I think here is where I fetch. Boom. Sure. I hope you feel accomplished. Targeted himself. Oh, boom. Boom. Man, I tapped the wrong. If I had, I should, could have just left up red to, or could have left up a second white to, yeah, that's fine. Oh man, this is everything about this situation is just comical. No, we're good. My brainstorm should actually be countered now. Wait, what? I I don't understand what just happened. So many things went wrong on that stack that I can't even like begin to fathom. Uh, oh, we're high tided. Okay. Yeah, I don't want any of those cards. Yeah. What just... What? I'm just gonna swords that card. Like, I'm extremely impressed with, like, everything that went wrong that turn for him. Like, Meditate bricked. Uh, he had to brick off Meditate. He had to not target my Brainstorm. I had to tap wrong. There's so many things that just, like... And Moto had a sideboard bug. I don't really want to draw an island next turn. Um, and I do kind of... I think I want to entreat next turn. That might be getting a little aggressive. Uh, but I think that going for the kill this early is pretty reasonable. Just because his deck gets so much better if like the game goes along, he can just like dig into wishes and do all sorts of crazy stuff. Even though I just have like this counterbalance, no man, just not happening in the slightest. No. Um. So I think the two I go Terminus Entreat. Eh, that might have been a mistake. Um, it's possible I should have just left the Brainstorm on top and countered any one drops he plays instead of like getting aggressive and trying to like play the Brainstorm to get somewhere and like set up a top. Because I know like one of the top cards is a 6, which is basically a brick. Um, and so like I'm assuming that one of the next two is like the ability for me to diversify the next two uh, is more important than me like guaranteed having a 1 for that one turn. No. This is pretty crazy. Pretty embarrassing showing for my opponent's deck. Uh, I'm okay with letting him have this Brainstorm, I think. Okay. And the logic there was that, like, if I hit, um, I get the free roll to hit, and that's insane. And if I don't hit, I can still Brainstorm to hit his follow-up spells, and, like, knowing to begin with is more important, I think. Not sure. Well, it would hit a Swords to counter his next one drop like I tied. Man, I don't even... whatever, scoreboard.